The internet is littered with them. Too good to be true job offers. High salaries, dream locations, easy work. For many, these ads are a beacon of hope, a chance for a better life. Little do they know, these digital sirens are luring them onto the rocks of despair. This is the story of the scam centers of Southeast Asia, a modern-day nightmare where dreams turn to dust and freedom comes at a heavy price.
It starts subtly. A message on social media, a friend's referral, the promise of a lucrative career in tech, customer service, or even cryptocurrency. The recruiters are smooth operators, weaving tales of fast-paced environments and generous compensation packages. They prey on the vulnerable, the ambitious, the desperate. They promise the world but deliver only misery.
The destinations are often enticing, bustling cities like Bangkok, Phnom Penh, or Dubai. The lucky applicants are promised flights, accommodation, even visa assistance. Everything is taken care of. All they need to do is show up. But this seemingly golden opportunity is nothing more than a gilded cage. The moment they step off the plane, their fate is sealed. The reality hits hard. The luxurious apartments are a far cry from the cramped and dirty dorms they find themselves in. The friendly recruiters transform into menacing guards. Passports are confiscated, communication restricted. They are trapped.
The victims, often from developing countries, arrive full of hope, only to find themselves prisoners in a foreign land. Their dreams of a better future are crushed under the weight of deceit and exploitation. The paradise they were promised is nothing more than a carefully constructed illusion, a facade for the horrors that await.
Fear becomes their constant companion. They are at the mercy of their captors, their lives reduced to a cycle of forced labor, intimidation, and abuse. The world outside fades away, replaced by the cold, harsh reality of their confinement. The work is grueling and relentless. These are not call centers, but scam factories, churning out lies and deception on an industrial scale. Victims are forced to work 12 to 18-hour shifts, their every move monitored. The air is thick with tension, the silence broken only by the incessant tapping of keyboards and the hushed whispers of coerced conversations.
They are given scripts, trained in the art of manipulation. They become masters of deception, preying on the kindness of strangers. Romance scams, cryptocurrency schemes, phishing attacks. Every day they spin webs of deceit, ensnaring unsuspecting victims across the globe. Their targets become their prey, their desperation a tool to be exploited.
Those who resist, who fail to meet their quotas, or who dare to speak out, face brutal consequences. Beatings, electrocution, and starvation are common punishments. Some are sold to other centers, their suffering prolonged in an endless cycle of exploitation. The threat of violence hangs heavy in the air, a constant reminder of the price of disobedience.
They told me it was a customer service job, whispered Sarah, her voice trembling as she recounted her ordeal. I was excited to work abroad, to send money back home. But it was all a lie.
Sarah, like countless others, was lured by the promise of a better life only to find herself trapped in a nightmare.
John, a young graduate, thought he had landed his dream job in IT. They took my passport, locked me in a room with 20 other people. We worked non-stop, forced to scam innocent people online. I felt like a prisoner.
John's story is not unique. These are the faces of human trafficking, modern-day slaves hidden in plain sight. Their stories are harrowing, filled with unimaginable cruelty and despair. Yet they cling to hope, to the belief that one day they will escape the clutches of their captors and reclaim their stolen lives. This is not the work of lone wolves. Behind these scam centers lies a vast and sophisticated criminal network, a hydra with tentacles reaching deep into the fabric of society. Corrupt officials, powerful warlords, and ruthless gangs all profit from this trade in human misery. They operate with impunity, their illicit empires fueled by greed and protected by a culture of fear and silence. The money flows freely, lining the pockets of the powerful while the victims toil in the shadows, their cries for help muffled by the weight of indifference. These criminal masterminds exploit legal loopholes and jurisdictional complexities, making it difficult for authorities to track them down. They are masters of disguise, their operations often hidden in plain sight, disguised as legitimate businesses. The fight against this insidious industry requires a coordinated global response, one that targets not only the foot soldiers but also the kingpins who orchestrate this elaborate web of exploitation. The price of freedom is steep, escape is a dangerous game, the threat of recapture is ever present, those caught trying to flee face horrific punishments, some victims manage to buy their freedom, their families back home draining their life savings to meet exorbitant ransom demands. Others take desperate measures, risking their lives to escape the clutches of their captors. They scale barbed wire fences, flee into dense jungles, or brave treacherous journeys across borders. Every step is fraught with danger, every breath a testament to their will to survive. Even for those fortunate enough to escape, the scars run deep. The trauma of their ordeal lingers, casting a long shadow over their lives. Many struggle to rebuild, haunted by the memories of their captivity. Corruption is a cancer, eating away at the very heart of justice. In many cases, local authorities turn a blind eye to these atrocities, their silence bought with bribes and threats. Some officials are complicit, actively participating in the trafficking and exploitation of vulnerable individuals. The lack of accountability emboldens the perpetrators, allowing them to operate with impunity. It is a vicious cycle of greed and indifference, where human life is treated as a commodity to be bought, sold, and discarded at will. International pressure is mounting. Governments are being urged to crack down on these criminal networks, to dismantle the infrastructure that allows them to thrive. But real change requires a collective effort, a commitment to justice and accountability from all stakeholders. Awareness is our first line of defense. We must educate ourselves and others about the dangers of these scams, to be wary of offers that seem too good to be true. Thorough research, verification of job offers, and a healthy dose of skepticism can mean the difference between a dream job and a living nightmare. Be cautious of online recruitment, especially through social media platforms. Beware of vague job descriptions, unrealistic salary promises, and pressure to make quick decisions. Always verify the legitimacy of the company and the job offer through official channels.
Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Trust your instincts. Don't let the allure of easy money blind you to the potential dangers. Your life may depend on it.
This is a global crisis that demands a global response. We cannot stand idly by while countless lives are destroyed. Governments, law enforcement agencies, and international organizations must work together to dismantle these criminal networks and bring the perpetrators to justice. We need stricter laws, enhanced border controls, and coordinated efforts to identify and rescue victims. But most importantly, we need to raise awareness, to shine a light on this dark underbelly of the globalized world. Silence is complicity. Let us be the voice for the voiceless, the hope for the hopeless. By working together, we can break the chains of this modern-day slavery and create a world where everyone is free to pursue their dreams without fear of exploitation.